Today in the lab we're going to use Apex, but first I got these examples from Jennifer Kreie, from a professor from New Mexico State University. So I want to give her credit for this. This is just a condensed version of her her webcast, and I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this page. Okay, so first let's go to when we start up Apex, we're going to go to SQL workshop. And last week in the lab I explained how to connect to Apex. So we're going to go to SQL scripts, and we're going to create some scripts, run some scripts to create the data in the tables that we need. On Icon I have a link that is that has the scripts that you'll need. So let's go to Upload, and I'm going to first run the create script. So I'm going to open. I'm going to say upload. Okay. Now make sure you're looking at the correct one here, and I'm going to say run. Run in the background. Okay. Now it's important that you look here and look at the view results, and you can see that we've created a whole bunch of tables. I'm going to go back to SQL Workshop, and I'm going to look at the object browser, and I'm going to look at one of the tables that we just created, which is students, and you can see the table here. So now I'm going to run the triggers. Let's go to Workshop, SQL Scripts. In the lab I'm going to explain in depth exactly what I'm doing, but this is just like a very condensed version. I'm going to say upload, triggers, and again make sure that you're looking at the correct one, triggers. I'm going to run that. Again, let's look to see here, triggers, view results. Okay, so we have created the triggers. And BI stands for before insert. Okay, so let's go to SQL Workshop again. Let's upload another one, and now we're going to create, and we're going to insert. Actually, we're going to insert the data that we need. We're going to create some data. Okay, I'm going to run this. Okay. Okay, here you can see that we've just inserted some information, some team information. I'm going to go back to SQL Workshop, and I'm going to look at the object browser so I can take a look at the tables. Okay, you can select down here the tables. And let's look at students. Now I'm going to look at the data. Okay, and you can see that we've just inserted 15 rows or 15 instances into the table. Now, well, we've created the tables with a pre-made script. However, you can later go back and you can also modify after the tables have already been created. And so I'm going to go and I'm going to say to the student table, I'm going to put a constraint on this table to make sure that the student user ID is unique. And so here we're going to say constraints. Yeah, constraints. And then we're going to say create. Okay, so here we're going to say it is, I'm sorry, we're going to make sure that the constraint type is unique, and we're going to, we need a surrogate key for the primary key. I'll explain why we need to do this in the lab. ID. And then I'm going to pick what column we're actually referring to here. So we're referring to the student user ID. and then I'm going to say next. Okay. Okay. So now, okay, here you can see that the unique constraint has been added. UNQ student user ID. Okay, now one of the things that we have not done yet is we have not added any information. We have not added any information to project. And so let me show you here. Okay, so under projects, the table has been created, but we have no data in it. It contains no data. Well, this data is in a separate file, a CSV file. So let's take a look at it here. We can show here. I'm going to edit this. Okay, we can see here it's in a CSV file. So let's figure out a way to upload that to the projects table. Let's go back to SQL Workshop, and we're going to go to Utilities. Now we're going to go to Data Workshop, and we want to load data. So we want to load data that I just showed you in that in this document here, this V2 Teams Projects data, and we're going to upload it to the table. So going back, so this is under SQL Workshop, Data Workshop. Okay, now we're going to say text data. We're going to load it to an existing table. We're going to load it to that projects table, and we're going to upload a file. Oops. And we want to projects. And we're going to select the file that we want to upload, projects. Now look at this file here. Once again, notice that we have quotations around the words, which is not very common to have, but sometimes it's done. And we also have no top row. So here in this case the separator is a comma, but we've surrounded everything by optionally enclosed quotations. And first row does not contain a column name. Okay, next. Okay, because it doesn't have a column name, we have to explicitly tell it what we're looking at here. And notice that it shows us a little preview here of what we're looking at. So here I'm going to say project name, and I'm going to say project client. And it's saying upload and then load that data. Okay, now let's go back and see if this data, how it looks. Object browser. Again, we're going to look at projects data. Okay, now look, it's been loaded, whereas before it wasn't loaded. Okay, so next what we're going to start doing in the next video, we're going to start creating the Apex. Really, we're going to get down to kind of more interesting things of creating actually the Apex application. Thank you.